Item 9.3, the 2025 Australian Local Government Women's Association Conference. Would someone like to move a recommendation? Councillor Rodder.
I would, and make myself available for. Does anyone have the new dates? Okay.
4th and the 6th of September this year.
6th of September. And I am available to attend.
Councillor Nick.
Well, I'm just going to see if Councillor Starrick's available or myself, because I may be available, and I don't think I've attended a conference in the last 4 years. So.
Okay, so
You did clarify that you said you weren't available. Is that correct?
I'm not available. Yeah.
So the motion will be, Councillor Rodder, that yourself and Councillor Nichols attend the conference.
It's great taking council because you get straight through.
Is the motion seconded?
No airports on your way.
Thank you, Councillor Weeding, for seconding the motion.
What advantage being old?
Any further discussion about this conference exclusively attended by women?
It's about time they did something.
The discussion is that we're all equal.
All those in favour? Thank you. That's carried unanimously. We will travel on to item 9.4, Draft Event Funding Policy 2025. Do I have a move? Councillor Armstrong.
Move the recommendation as written.
Thank you. It's the recommendation seconded. Councillor Starrick. Does anyone wish to speak to the motion? Does anyone wish to speak against? Anybody have a question? Councillor Starrick.
Just had a question on submission in regards to the submission asked a question about the public liability insurance. My question was simply, is it in line with our insurer's recommendations to say that claim? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you all for the motion. Those in favour? Thank you. That's carried unanimously. Item 9.5, request for sponsorship from Wentworth District Racing Club. We have a recommendation in front of us. Would someone like to move? Councillor Rodder. As printed.
As printed.
Is there a seconder? Councillor Crisp. Page 140. Councillor Nichols.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Does anyone wish to speak for the motion? Against? Are there any questions?
Just a question.
Yes, Councillor Starrick.
The report said that we sponsored last year. I just wondered what was the value of this?
5,000.
Okay.
Is that a tribute to a race or an additional to a race?
In the past it used to be, but I think in the last couple of years it's just been a general thing. Usually when it was going through the financial assistance process, so it wasn't really attributed to anything.
I believe there was a Wentworth Shire Council
Yes.
race last year.
Yeah, they have been.
It was last year. I think I lost
Thank you. Any further discussion on this motion? Put it to the vote. Those in favour? Thank you, everybody. That's carried unanimously.
Wait for Mr. Catch.
Item 9.6, request for sponsorship Japan cricket trip. I just want to remind councillors from the outset, Abby Colleyhole, who has requested this, is the Shire's Young Citizen of the Year. She is the Young Sportsperson of the Year and an outstanding young lady. And news hot off the press is she's been selected to captain this side. So I'll leave you with that as I ask somebody to...
Mr. Mayor, yeah, I would move that council sponsors Abby Colleyhole to the value of $1,000 for her upcoming trip to Japan, on the basis that she has been awarded Wentworth Shire Council's Young Sportsperson of the Year for this year, and that she is representing our country.
Thank you, Councillor Armstrong. Seconded, Councillor Crisp. Would anyone like to speak to the motion?
Sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Armstrong.
Sorry, just to echo your words there in prefacing this item. As you said, Abby is a fantastic sportsperson who represents not just our Shire but our country to the highest levels, and I think it's beneficial for her, beneficial for our community to see us support her and see her have opportunities to represent our country and our Shire.
Really is a bit of a one-off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Councillor Crisp.
Also encourage council to have a conversation with Abby Colliehole about what materials promoting our shire, our tourists and assets that she could take with her to distribute.
Yeah, wonderful suggestion. Okay, does anyone wish to speak against the motion? Are there any questions? I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Thank you. That's carried unanimously. Item 9.7, request for sponsorship from Northern Mallee leaders. Is there a recommendation someone would like to move? Page 144.
You move it.
Councillor Crisp.
Thank you. I would like to move that the Wentworth Council sponsor the video and photography for the website to a value of $5,000, including GST.
Thank you, Councillor Crisp. Is the motion seconded? Councillor Rodder. Would anyone like to speak to the motion? Councillor Rodder.
So having previously been in the Northern Mallee Leaders Program and having presented as an alumni to the program over the last 4 or 5 years, the value of developing leadership throughout a community can't be understated, and pleased to be able to recommend to support the program.
Yeah, and the package they've put together of modules looks really impressive, doesn't it? Thank you. Does anyone wish to speak against the motion? Does anyone have a question?
Councillor Rodder seconded that.
Sorry. I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Thank you. That's carried unanimously. Item 9.8 is the monthly finance report for March of 2025. Could I have a move, please? Councillor Rodder, seconded Councillor Starrick. Are there any questions? Councillor Nichols.
If I may, the incorrect readings, meet at board meetings, we have these every month. Do we guess some of these or?
It's a combination. Occasionally, sometimes we're not able to access the meters because they're in people's backyards and they're not home at the time. So generally we make an assumption based on previous ones, and then oftentimes when they get the bill they then ring us up and say, here's what the actual meter reading is. Other times it is human error as well, because they are physically inputting it into the app, so it's not a smart meter where it automatically gets read. So there is the occasional human error as well.
Thank you. Any further questions? Councillor Elstone.
Not a question, but just to thank you for the breakup of the overtime, and that will save me in particular asking every month.
Good job, Gunny.
Thanks, Tim. No further questions. I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Thank you. That is carried. Item 9.9. This is the monthly investment report for March 2025. Do I have a mover? Councillor Nichols. Councillor Armstrong has seconded. Are there any questions? Councillor Starrick.
Sorry, I've literally just seen this as I looked at the report. Just need to update what's on the side.
Bryce still does. He's doing a bit of work for reform, so he's.
Thank you for clarifying.
Any further questions? Councillor Armstrong.
Yeah, thank you. Director Will, through the mayor. How are any of our investments in any way significantly exposed to turmoil in current financial markets, or are they all protected?
They're all, I suppose, they're guaranteed term deposits. So if they've got a fixed, we don't invest in bonds or floating rate notes or any of those sort of things where potentially, yes, the value of what we paid for it might be less than when we redeem it. It's all set, fixed term.
Perfect.
Thank you for that. I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Thank you. That's carried unanimously. Item 9.10, the payment of expenses and provision of facilities policy for adoption. Moved
As written, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Armstrong, seconded Councillor Weeding. Does anyone have a question or wish to speak to the motion? No, I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Those against? No, those in favour. That's carried unanimously. Councillor Evans' monitor is on Burke time. Item 9.11, artificial intelligence policy. Who would have thought? Can I have a motion, please? Councillor Starrick, moved as written, seconded Councillor Armstrong. Any discussion?
No discussion.
Got them stumped. Okay, I'll put the motion.
We need to ask co-pilot for help.
Siri, I'd like to put the motion. Those in favour? Thank you. That's carried unanimously. Item 9.12, the draft community strategic plan. Thank you to everybody involved in this culmination of a lot of work and a lot of meetings since our council elections. Would someone like to move a recommendation? Councillor Nichols, page 187, moving as printed.
188.
And seconded by Councillor Rodder. Does anyone have any questions or wish to speak?
The only comment I really have, Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
is
Councillor Nichols.
on page 199 where it says the median wage for households in Wentworth is $22,000. So you might just dispute that.
That's across the Shire. It's not here. It's across the. All we're doing is taking from
ABS.
REM plan and ABS statistics. So
That's a week.
Yeah.
Is there still a bit of a lag because other data sets we use for example, planning water infrastructure already state higher population figures than the REM plan?
it depends on how. Yeah, I suppose it depends on what statistics are being used and how often they get updated. Some of them are updated on a more regular basis. Some of them stay fairly stagnant because they only get updated every 5 years when you do the census. So it just depends on where you're drawing the information from. The ABS ones probably tend to be a little bit more regular because they do a lot of surveys and a lot of questionnaires and whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Did you have a question, Councillor Armstrong?
Just a comment. Thanks to the General Manager and to his EA and everybody for all the work they put in over the last few months in conducting the meetings, chairing the meetings, just to get this put together. So just put on record our thanks to them.
Yeah.
Any questions from the team's participants? Councillor
No,
Alston.
it's going out to public consultation, so I guess we address it once that's happened.
Yes.
Yep. Correct.
Okay, I'll put the motion if there's nothing further. Those in favour? Thank you. That is carried. Item 9.13, Road Safety Quarterly Report. A recommendation to note the report. Councillor Weeding has moved. Councillor Rodder has seconded, I think. Thank you, Councillor Rodder. Any discussion?
His comment is he's been busy. Well done.
Barnaby's very active, actually.
Good job. Thanks, Councillor Crisp. If there's no further questions or discussion, I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Thank you. That is carried unanimously. Item 9.14. What a beauty. The project and works update for April 2025 moved Councillor Armstrong, seconded Councillor Nichols, and as per usual, open for discussion. Well, I might just kick off. Fantastic job on the completion of the Rumpo Road, Director Gunn. That funding was announced approximately almost 3 years ago, and it's been completed to a very high standard. Had a drive along there yesterday. Absolutely beautiful. Councillor Elstone.
Yeah, just a question to direct again in relation to the comments on the maintenance grading. It's pretty tough conditions given how dry it is we just got no access or ability to get water far enough around, have we?
No, you're correct. We are really struggling. So when they identify those a couple of particular issues there, all they're really doing is small targeted dangerous areas. So there's until we get a bit of a change, we're pretty limited in what we can do. You're right.
Yeah, we need it rain badly.
Yes, we do. Councillor Crisp.
Councillor to Director Gunn, the Wentworth sewer monitoring, any early information?
Nothing that is of a surprise. They're obviously still undertaking the work, so they will continue with the cammering, and they're putting together I think we may have discussed a little while back the program of targeted works for the higher risk, high profile areas, and that. Once that list drops out, we'll be targeting those projects directly, and then obviously the rest of the work will be provided for the ongoing works programming from this point onwards.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Councillor Rodder.
All upgrades. Can somebody tell me what that is?
Beg your pardon?
Bowl upgrades.
That's a program for asphalting existing urban court bowl areas that have previously been only spray sealed. They are under tremendous wear and tear from turning trucks and garbage trucks. So we have a program that's been progressively upgrading those high wear and tear areas.
Thank you.
Just another quick one.
Yes.
So under general maintenance, with the influx of visitors over the Easter long weekend, I noticed that the Sunraysia Safari signs are still up for an event early in April. Would it be possible to get them taken down before Easter?
Certainly. Director Gunn, on page 237, Baronga to Midway Shared Way, mentions Shared Way construction contract is recommended to go to tender in April. Which piece of shared path is that? Sorry?
That's the upgrade of the existing spray seal pathway. So really, it's probably reads a little bit the title a little bit wrong there, but it's upgrading where all the new lights have been put in. So
patching little potholes and stuff on
and upgrading to an asphalt surface over the spray seals.
Does that include the piece coming down towards Drings Hill by any chance?
Yes.
Fantastic, thank you. Any further questions?
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Just on the raw water, had lots of comments. Tell them all just to ring council, but lots of comments from residents in Golgol. Their filters getting clogged, and I think we had this comment last meeting, perhaps the one before, about our actual filters on our suction filters out of the river being quite clogged. Lots of water users in Golgol are reporting that they're having to clean their filters multiple times a week. Yeah.
Yes, that's the case, council. We've actually done
A video, I think it's up on the council website at the moment. It's a short video just to showing people the basics of how to do it themselves on their own meters. We are continuing to still update and clean on an increased regular basis from our rural water pump stations. That it can only filter out so much though, and we're still obviously with the river conditions, we're still getting quite a bit coming through the system, which is why we've gone to put the instructional video on the website.
Yep, good initiative. Thank you. Any further questions?
Just on the riverfront toilet block, how far off is that? Do we have a?
It should be all the services are connected, so the sewer rising main is all through to the building, powers to the building, all the water connections is through to the building. As I said, the slab is done. The hold up was a delivery of the little pump station unit itself, which will be delivered after Anzac Day. The contractors are actually down there constructing the stage 2 pump track as we speak. So they're well advanced on the construction of that. The pump station will be installed, I think, early May. As soon as that arrives, all the others, and it's just a matter of the connection for the services. So I would be hopeful that towards the end of May that should be operational.
Waiting.
Just a point on the video of cleaning your filters. Pretty hard to get a socket to go over that nut that's got to come off, and
I think they were using a shifter.
The shifter's tying. Yeah, it's a bit rounded on mine. I know that. I'm sure it is on a few other people's too.
Might have to use a pair of
Stilsons or something.
Might be good. Just get a bigger socket, Mick.
Thank you, everybody.
With your neighbour.
I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. That's carried unanimously. We're going to move on to late business item 9.15. Councillor Rodder, I'll give you a moment. So this is the request for financial assistance, Wentworth Regional Tourism, and we've heard about this item in the public forum. Could I seek a mover, please, of a recommendation?
Sure, Mr. Mayor. I would
Councillor
move
Armstrong.
that Wentworth Shire Council considering the sponsorship request from Wentworth Regional Tourism, and that council would approve sponsorship of $8,000, including GST.
And the item A.
And that
Option A.
on the granting of sponsorship, council's logo will be included in all advertising material, and a report, including data, be presented to council after the event.
Thank you, Councillor Armstrong. Is the motion seconded? Councillor Weeding, thank you. Would anyone like to speak for the motion? Against? Are there any questions? I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Thank you. That's carried unanimously.
Until Joshi can come back down.
And we'll invite Councillor Rodder to return.
So you can do it on our way out.
Yes, Sue.
So you can do it on our way out.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, wonderful. Good point. So we're moving to item 9.16. And we'll take your time, Councillor Nichols.
I will. I hope I can't do anything else, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, what happens to me? Simon, you're just going to turn me off?
Oh, you just need to walk away, Tim, and we'll text you and let you know when you can come back.
And don't let the dogs bark.
So yeah, turn your camera off. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Item 9.16, permanent group home. Councillor Crisp.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wish to move that we refuse the approval listed there, and that the reason for the refusal is the assessment of demand for the group home has been investigated by councillors. Councillors' assessment indicates that there is no further demand for group homes in the Wentworth Shire other than the group homes that have already been approved.
Motion seconded. Councillor Rodder.
And Mr. Mayor, I move that the motion be put.
Put the motion. Those in favour? That is carried unanimously. Thank you.
Oh, we need to have a vote, Mr. Mayor.
Sorry.
This planning.
This vote will be considered for the purposes of a division, so all votes will be for and against will be recorded. And that's it. Thank you. Item 9.17. Councillor Crisp.
Yes. I move that the application be refused, and the reason for that is that assessment of demand for group homes has been investigated by councillors, and councillors' assessment indicates that there is no further demand for group homes in the Wentworth Shire other than for group homes that have already been approved.
Thank you, Councillor Crisp. Is the motion seconded? Councillor Rodder. Councillor Armstrong.
I move the motion be put, Mr. Mayor.
I'll put the motion and remind councillors that as this is a planning matter, the vote will be considered a division and all votes for and against will be recorded individually. All those in favour? Thank you. That is carried unanimously. Item 9.18, permanent group home, 40 Midway Drive, Baronga. Councillor Crisp.
I move that it be refused, and the reason for the refusal is assessment of demand for a group home has been investigated by councillors. Councillors' assessments indicate that there is no further demand for group homes in the Wentworth Shire other than for group homes that have already been approved.
Is the motion seconded? Councillor Rodder. Councillor Armstrong.
Mr. Mayor, I move the motion be put.
I'll put the motion and remind councillors that as this is a planning matter, all votes will be recorded for the purposes of a division. All those in favour? Thank you. That's carried unanimously. Okay. Now, we don't need to do anything with the subsequent motion there on that item, which was a foreshadowed motion
Previously.
that stays as a motion as was. Thank you. Okay, we'll invite Councillor Elstone and Councillor Nichols, if someone would like to. Thank you, Director Gunn. We're going to backtrack to item 10. Welcome back, Councillor Nichols. Welcome back, Councillor Elstone. We have moved to item 10, notices of motion. There are nil. So we'll move to Councillor Nichols.
It's not a notice of motion, but on my way here this evening, I noticed that the corner block of land, which I think council own, we don't own it all. It's perhaps whoever does own it's overgrown. I think every light on it's broken.
Customer request.
Yeah, just probably needs to be. Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Nichols. We'll move to item 11, confidential business and adjournment into closed session. Councillor Crisp.
I move that council adjourns into a closed session, the recording of the meeting be suspended and members of the press and public be excluded from the closed session, and that access to the correspondence and reports relating to the items considered during the course of the closed session be withheld unless declassified by a separate resolution.
Thank you, Councillor Crisp. Is the motion seconded? Councillor Weeding? All those in favour? The motion is carried.
Do we need a
carried. We'll resume ordinary session.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In closed council business this evening, 2 items discussed and deliberated on. The first one being land purchase, approval of tenders for the purchase of a landfill compactor. It was resolved that council accept the tender from Tut Bryant for the supply of 1 Bomag VC 773 RB5 for the sum of $1,195,573, including GST, as per the specified vehicle. Second item was the discussion around a contribution to the Sunraysia Early Settlers Museum, where it was resolved that council provide a contribution of $14,000 excluding GST to the Sunraysia Early Settlers Museum Incorporated for the engagement of suitably qualified fire engineering consultant to prepare a report on the essential service requirements for the old Cumula Packers building. That was all that was discussed in closed council meeting tonight.
Thank you very much, General Manager. And that concludes this evening's meeting. Thank you, councillors and directors and our staff. And I wish everybody in our community a very happy and blessed Easter, and please stay safe on the roads. Our next meeting will be the 14th of May. Thank you.